Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 99. Today's date is June 13th, 2021, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of the interwebs.
I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. And we're on episode 29. No, 99, Duds. Why would I say...
That's a huge miscounting.
Yeah, I'm thinking 23 and 99. So put it together. You make 29, right? I know math.
Oh, not only is your counting bad, but your math is even worse.
Right off the bat, Duds, I blew the intro. So anyways...
I mean, you could have thrown like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference in there and be like, 99, but no, you were like 29.
Yeah, I wasn't even close to 99.
No.
Anyways, besides that, Gaff,
yeah,
what have you been up to this week?
Finished the farmer's market. All that was left was kind of the entrance and the back wall. Knock that out with some new 117 blocks.
Ooh, I saw the picture.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's changed again.
Oh.
So other than the fact that deep slate tile is now my new favorite block, so gorgeous. Ugh, I love it.
Can't argue with that.
I've actually built a giant aquarium right next to the entrance to the farmer's market. I had that little small one in basically what I call my bedroom area behind the portal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an itty bitty. And I built a full like 20 block tall aquarium in the corner. So it's got curved glass on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, much bigger aquarium. Gonna move my fish into the bigger one. Gonna get some more fish to put in there. Maybe a dolphin.
Or an axolotl.
Maybe, if I can find one. I would really like a glow squid. But,
ooh.
Yeah. What's really cool is that if you look at the aquarium, it butts up to the back wall of the farmer's market. So I cut a glass hole in there so you can see all the way through it.
Oh, cool.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of curious to see what it looks like now.
It's pretty cool.
I thought I saw it, but I guess not. You changed it.
No, I changed it. I tweak everything on my base.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times, like the iron farm was one of the first things I built in the dome. I've tweaked the villager area in the iron farm at least 3 times since finishing it.
Wow, didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm never done.
I know one thing, that farmer's market is probably one of my favorite rooms you've built. Any room I've seen in general. So really curious to see what it looks like now.
Same. And like I was telling Carl today that not only is it my favorite room because of the way it looks, but because of the functionality, how easy it was to just walk over to the cow farm, grab some wheat out and feed the cows, where I used to have to walk to the micro farm, grab some seeds, hit the button, place the seeds down, hope it would turn into wheat, and then it wouldn't turn into wheat, so I'd have to stop, turn the machine off, turn it back on, place the seeds down, and then it would turn into wheat, and I'd get about like half a stack, and then all of a sudden I'd run out of bone meal, and I'd have to go to my storage room to grab bone meal, come back down, fill the thing up, just to get more wheat. Now, none of that. I've got like 18 stacks of wheat just chilling in a chest, not having to do anything. That now that room's set up, it's auto-filling that room. I'm watching carrots and potatoes getting filled up, and they're already overflowing a bit because the hoppers can't handle the amount of carrots and potatoes it's dropping. So it's going into composters, making me more bone meal like crazy. It's like, I love that room. Not only is it great in the way it looks, but the functionality in that room is just so awesome.
Yeah. Actually turned out perfect for you.
It really did. It's one of the few times I build something, and especially because me and you talked, and I had no idea how I really wanted that room to look. I just knew I wanted 4 pergolas, and that was it. And then I was kind of designing the room on the fly, and for the room to turn out looking as good as it did, and then for it to be as functional as I was hoping it would be, chef's kiss.
Now I really want to see it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Anyways, but other than that, I did some 117 exploring, because Ripple Effect's obviously on 117 now.
Mm-hmm.
No axolotls, no dripstone yet. You did trade me 1 dripstone. I don't know if you saw my chest I left for you.
I saw it. I spawned in like right next to it. I was like, whoa, what's that? I'm actually signed out right next to it.
I didn't actually make you... Yeah, I didn't make you any candles because I figured you might want to dye the candles different colors.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. It's awesome.
So I left it loose for you. But if you're exploring and you find some more pointed dripstone, I could use a couple more.
Found a bunch.
I think I have
earlier.
Cool. I think I have an idea for a pointed dripstone farm that I kind of want to build. And I need like 2 or 3 seeding dripstones on top of the one you had given me, so.
I can give you like half a stack now, I think.
Holy cow, I won't need that many. Like 10 will do me.
Yeah, I hit the mother load.
Nice.
I was like, look at all this. Yeah, I started gathering it.
Nice. Yeah, I just wanted a small, you know how I do it, passive farms. They're not cranking out numbers. They're just kind of running in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, other than that, because I don't want to talk too much about it, because our main topic today is obviously 117.
Yeah.
We're going through our first impressions and stuff. But I did some more tweaking on my Go XLR. We did a half stack episode last week, and listening back to it, I really did not like the way I sounded. So I spent another hour and a half or something, like tweaking levels and equalizers and stuff. And I don't think this setup gives me as much bass in my voice as the other one did. And I kind of like that a little bit better. But what you guys are hearing now is more what I sound like in real life. So, ta-da!
That's Duds.
That's Duds.
Meet Duds.
Mm-hmm. Now give him pizza or he gets cranky.
Or tacos.
Or tacos. Ugh, tacos.
I actually had to mess with my voiceover pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed OBS, ever since I got the new mic.
Yeah.
If I would turn my head left or right, the mic wouldn't pick it up. And I was getting really irritated that I had to look at this mic when I would talk and play. And I couldn't like even watch what I'm doing. And if I were to watch what I'm doing, I have to put the mic like right in front of the screen where I'd have to look around it. It was just really annoying. And I'm like, why won't it pick up my voice if I slightly move? So I started messing with it. And I went into my OBS settings and noticed I had like 3 filters from my last microphone that was like compressed, noise reduction. And that's what was doing it. I took off the compression and, that or the noise reduction. I can't remember. I'd have to look at it again.
It shouldn't be, your compressor shouldn't have messed with that. Your noise reduction, maybe. But even then, those two shouldn't have stopped directional sound.
It did. I think it was like, I don't know. If I turn just slightly, I think my voice would get low enough to where it would just cancel it out.
That seems like a gate, not so much a reduction.
I'm not too sure, but it was one of those things, and I was able to record, and my audio sounds so much better. I'm so happy for that, because it was like really irritating to record stuff and my audio not get picked up sometimes. I'm like, I got to redo this. And sometimes I'd have to keep that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't redo it. And I'm like, I got to keep this audio. And you probably noticed it quite a few times in my videos.
What? Yeah, I noticed in your videos because you'd point it out and I just laugh. Because I'm mean.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd freak out about it. It's irritating. It's really irritating.
Yeah.
I actually finished as of right now, my last farm in my base.
What?
Yeah. So, well, as of right now, like I said.
As of right now.
I have all my towers pretty much done. You know, I really want to work on finishing the design of my base and the towers. And I figured I'd have to get these farms done. Now, I could always detail the outside, put my windows in and everything, and add farms later. But as of right now, what I need to do more than anything is detail, because that's going to take the most time. And I got the sugarcane farm in, which was the last one I needed. And everything looks good. I think it turned out really well. I still need to finish walls in my other towers. But yeah, that's the whole detailing thing that I have to do.
Yeah.
Besides that, I did do the 117 exploration too. Went out in the middle of nowhere through the nether. Ended up like 23,000 blocks away, which I noticed I didn't have to do all that. We have a map that actually shows you what chunks aren't loaded. And we could just go there and actually flew today to go out and find some other stuff I couldn't find before. So I'm not going to travel through the Nether and go 20,000 blocks away if I ever need something new.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, I'm still working out. I'm a month in of going to the gym, and I'm loving it. I'm feeling good, and trying to get that muscle memory back. So I don't, I'm going on 35 this month, and I just want to be in the best shape I can. So far, feeling good.
Awesome. Well, with that said, do we want to jump into the news?
Yeah, got a little bit of news.
Yeah, this one's for all you Bedrock players out there.
Yeah.
No Java news this week, but we got a new Bedrock beta. You're finally getting candles. They're coming into the game.
Congratulations.
Yep. They're fixing some powdered snow. So the touch controls seem to be a problem with powdered snow. Those are getting fixed. It's going to be the when you descend with scaffolding, it's going to be the same as that now.
Okay.
And you're getting some parity with vanilla. Empty buckets can't collect fish anymore. You got to fill your bucket with water before you catch the fish.
Oh, they had that?
They had that. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you're putting the bucket in the water to scoop the fish, it's going to scoop water at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. They should pair us up with the empty bucket.
Yeah. Oh, so many motorcycles. I'm so sorry, Carl. All right, well, instead of just quiet, I'll talk.
I didn't know if I was supposed to be quiet. I was like, we'll let him know.
No, Carl just needs me to be quiet so he can edit all this out. But knowing them, they're just going to sit there and rev it for the next hour.
Yeah, I could have went 5 more minutes on empty buckets.
Oh, I hate the fact that they just straight up waited for podcast time.
They just like race around your house. They're like, let's go around that house.
Yeah. Oh, well, our neighborhood is a circle.
Yeah. Okay.
And they live across the street, so they just run around in circles. We live out in the middle of nowhere. The woods and trails are less than a mile away, but they choose to drive in the neighborhood instead of going to the trails. Anyways, anvils and stalactites will now deal damage to mobs when landing in a liquid. So I guess before, if you were standing in water and an anvil hit you while it was landing in water, it wouldn't do damage. Now it's going to do some damage. So be prepared.
Okay, 1 second. That's on my side.
Yes. Well, you weren't reading your side, so I decided to read your side.
Well, you have another part.
Well, yeah, but I split gameplay in half. So
okay.
I finished my gameplay, waited on you to read your gameplay while the motorcycles came by, and you just went quiet too.
I was waiting on the motorcycles.
Carl doesn't need you to be quiet for the motorcycles. He needs me to be quiet for the motorcycles.
He's a good editor. I trust Carl's. Next gameplay fix. They fixed a bug where players going through cobwebs would take fall damage before hitting the ground.
Makes no sense. If you're falling in a cobweb, you get stopped. Cobweb catches you.
Yeah. Man, that would... Ooh, it's a bad one.
Yeah. When we get to mobs, you got some axolotl updates. They will now only spawn in complete darkness. I have to assume this means like light level 0, because Mojang keeps saying darkness, and it's like, okay, well, I consider level 8 darkness and level 7 spawning darkness. So it's like complete darkness has to be 0, right?
Yeah, I think the key word there was complete.
Yeah.
I'd say 0. I've been, at least in Java, I can't find any just in the ocean. I would have to look under ice layers.
Yeah.
That's where I was able to find some. Might hit 0 there, but I think if it's exposed to the sky, it's still not complete darkness. I think it's how it works.
I think they have to have blocks above their water to spawn anyways, so.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the algorithm.
Okay. But
yeah, some other bug fixes. Iron golems and evokers won't be sometimes aggressive. I'm sorry, I just punched my mic. My bad, Carl. And yeah, now glow squid now darkens to match surrounding light when hurt. Oh, so I guess they camouflage. Like if you punch a glow squid, it's going to camouflage itself by turning its glow off. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Got to get that sharpness 5. Avoid that.
Yeah. I've got glow squid spawning around my base, and I'm really considering trying to figure out how to make a glow squid farm.
I really like the way they look. Like, I was down on the glow squid, but seeing them in the water, wow, they are like mesmerizing. So we got another mob fix. When goats are performing a ram attack, mobs will no longer retaliate against the goats.
Yeah, that seems like a bad thing. The goat just randomly charges a creeper, so the creeper blows up.
Right. They fixed that in Java. Looks like they've brought it over to Bedrock. It's a good change.
Yeah, Bedrock seems to be just a little bit behind Java on this one.
Right.
And it's mainly just bug fixes and candles.
And one more fix. They fixed a warning that could appear in split screens when encountering guardians. Wonder what that's about.
No idea.
Never heard of that.
Any Bedrock players, if you got a screenshot of it, throw it in the Discord. We'd love to know.
Yeah, kind of clueless. One more thing down here. Using a fire charge to light objects, such as candles, may cause a crash. Any crashes are a good fix.
Yeah. Don't fire charge your candles. Use a flint and steel.
Yeah, like a normal person.
Like a normal person. The funny thing is, C told me that, and I immediately went, I want to fire charge my candle now.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I guess you could do that with portals. So,
yeah,
I guess it makes sense.
Except
for the crash.
Yeah, that's the news for now. We're obviously going to talk about 117 here in the main topic. But before we do that, we've got a listener comment from our YouTube channel. And this is from episode 97. This is from, I'm going to say Zebulan.
Sounds about right.
If I say your name wrong, sorry, let me know and we'll fix it. Kind of a long comment. They mentioned that in-stone bricks, slabs, and stairs were already added in 114. When we were talking about it, I think me and Jimbo meant to say, like, we were talking about before the variants were added. And obviously it didn't come out right in the podcast because we think something and then mouth no work.
Yeah, I was referring to my old Xbox world when I was talking about it, how there was just a block and I wanted to make stairs into my mine shaft and there was no stairs. Now,
you just said there was no stairs.
There was no stairs back in my Xbox days. Yeah, I wasn't like too sure there was stairs and slabs. I think I mentioned that, but yeah, I looked it up. He's right. You know, there are stairs and slabs and walls with the brick variant, but that's it.
But this just tells you how bad those textures are. We didn't even go back to check.
Right.
And in our defense, we weren't doing the podcast back then, so we didn't ever read the update notes.
That's true.
They mentioned they would like some smooth stone stairs because we have the full block variant and we have the slab block variant. The reason I think we don't have stairs is because the full block variant was already in the game. Like, it was a creative mode block. And the slab variant obviously was in survival and stuff. So I think they just kind of added it in because they already had it and they were giving people more blocks to give us more blocks because that's what we're always complaining about. We want more blocks all the time. I think that's why the full block got brought in. But yeah, I would like the stair variant. It's not something I'm hurting for. Obviously, concrete and terracotta, more so concrete, is what I'm pushing for. I would really love to see those with some stairs and slabs.
Same.
They also mentioned dirt slabs just feels wrong to me. Same. In my opinion, something should either have slabs and stairs or have neither. Maybe dirt layers, similar to how snow layers work, would make sense though. Gravel/sand layers would make even more sense, especially considering snow layers are affected by gravity and bedrock. This could even give some building functionality to the brush. Now, the brush I'm assuming is from the Archaeology update, which we're not even getting in 118 now because they're going back and working some stuff. And they've already mentioned...
Yeah, it's pushed back.
Yeah, that brush does not do what a lot of people think it does and make slabs with it. Like, that doesn't work. It's either all or nothing with the brush.
Yeah, it either breaks it or nothing.
I get trying to give it a functionality, but Mojang might not be thinking that way either. And I'm not... Jimbo's on the fence with, or on the side with you with layers is a good thing.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going with, I don't think so. And it's not to shoot the messenger. It's, I think I don't know how the game would react to tons of gravel and sand and dirt layers everywhere. Because let's face it, landscape builders would use the heck out of that.
Oh, yeah.
It would be everywhere. And I wouldn't blame them because it would look cool and you could do a ton of cool stuff with that. But I don't know how it would affect the game. Is it like armor stands? If you put armor stands everywhere, is it going to lag the game? These are all things I worry about. So,
yeah,
I'd much rather have like a sturdy block than a layer.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. How sturdy can they make it? You know, if they can make it, as of right now, with the mountain update, it looks like they're adding layers into the mountains too. So I feel like if they can do that just off the get naturally, then the dirt layers sound like a ideal solution for the slab problem. A lot of people want slabs. I'm not a big fan of having dirt slabs or path slabs. Maybe because it's not a falling entity block that it could be a slab. I mean, gravel, sand, no chance. I don't see there ever being another shape of that.
Yeah.
But gravel layers, sand layers, dirt layers, I could see that just because it's kind of there with the snow.
Yeah. And I definitely think it would look great. That's not my argument. My argument is specifically technical, and I would much rather them focus on other aspects of the game more so than layers of dirt and sand and stuff.
Yeah, we kind of got a nice little landscaping update with the moss block to where, I mean, we can go a little while without them touching it.
Well, and we have like the moss carpet now.
Yeah, the carpet is a layer.
Yeah. So there's some argument there for it. Well, I don't think the moss is a layer. I think it's just a carpet. Like,
yeah,
I don't think you can stack it.
No.
Yeah, we got to watch our words, because if we say the wrong word, we will be corrected in the Discord.
We're going to hear it.
We're going to hear it. Yeah, so maybe a dirt carpet or a sand gravel carpet, something like that. I could more see that so much than layers, though I agree layers of these objects would look awesome.
Yep, that would use the heck out of them.
Everyone would.
Oh, yeah. There would be another inventory issue at that case.
Let's not get started on inventory issue.
Yeah, better move on before we get...
Yeah, I stand by my comment, what was it, months, maybe even a year ago, that every inventory row should be a hotbar. And you should be able to rotate hotbars. I think that's the inventory fix we all need. Anyways, let's move on. Thank you so much for that comment, Zebulan. Again, if I say your name incorrectly, let me know. We'll try to fix it in the next episode. But that comment was from our YouTube channel, not our Discord. Way to trick me, Carl. The Discord is the only place you can submit questions for upcoming guests. Here's Corey from Mojang Studios with more information.
Hi everyone, I'm Corey, a Minecraft gameplay developer at Mojang Studios. I'll be joining DuDs and Jimbo on next week's show. If you join the Withering Effect Discord right now using the link in the show notes, you can submit questions for me to answer. Get your questions in by Friday, June 18th, and the best ones will be answered on the show.
Thank you for that, Corey. We can't wait to have you on the show next week. And remember, guys, Discord is the only place you can submit your questions and get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to choose between one of three structures. Those structures are the Stronghold, a Village, and Ocean Ruins.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is... Ocean Ruins. Congratulations, Ocean Ruins.
I can never predict what you guys vote for.
No, it's pretty difficult. It actually, I think the voting is different today than it was when it ended.
Carl closed it yesterday, and when he closed it yesterday, because we were on call, Ocean Ruins had one more vote.
But yeah, it's actually tied now. But the votes were 30 for the Ocean Ruins, 3 for Village, poor Village, and 29 for Stronghold. But Stronghold and Ocean Ruins, man, this doesn't get any closer than that.
I had my money on Stronghold. When I saw the list, I went, there's no way they pick anything than the Stronghold. I was wrong.
Yeah, and I had my eye on the Village. I was like, the Village, everyone runs into these things.
Village has just got an update in 1.14.
Yeah, That's the only reason I could see it not being touched, but I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty common structure everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
See us, or at least listen to us mess with. So the ocean ruins, we have a few things on it. Ocean ruins or underwater ruins are oceanic structures primarily composed of stone bricks and sandstone. They come in many different sizes, varying from large villages to single ruined huts. They are rare and have cold and warm variants. Although most ocean ruins generate underwater, they sometimes generate on land. Many of the structures spawn with drown, usually 1 to 2, though a few structures have 3 or 4. This is one of the only places you could find natural sea lanterns and purple glazed terracotta. Sea lanterns you could find in the monuments, but outside the monuments you can grab some sea lanterns there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you dig around the ruins, you could find chests with random loot, including enchanted books, enchanted fishing rods, golden apples, emeralds, and treasure maps, to name a few.
Yeah, so coming up with fixes for ocean ruins. This was tough, and my fixes are not going to be awesome at all. Okay, so my big gripe with ocean ruins, I think the loot is actually fine. It's one of the things where I'm like, okay, that loot doesn't need an upgrade. I think the loot there is pretty good. The fact that you have a chance for golden apples and treasure maps. I would like to see maybe a Heart of the Sea thrown in there. That'd be good. That'd be okay. Maybe some Nautilus shells and all that stuff. But my fix will fix the Nautilus shell issue. We talked about this maybe in a pre-show a couple weeks ago, that Nautilus shells have become rare now that AFK fishing's gone.
Right.
And I remember the first time I went to an ocean ruin, they had like 3 drown spawn, murdered them, and then I was just like waiting for more drown to spawn because I figured that's how it worked, and they never came.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, what? You mentioned you did a drown farm based on ocean ruins, thinking the same thing I did.
Right.
And it never happened.
Never.
With the fact that, one, tridents aren't easy for Java players to get a hold of. They're a bit of a grind. Granted, no one tries for tridents anymore because they're not that great. Nautilus shells are kind of hard to get unless you're really trying for them. And the fact that drowned drop copper, the new it thing, maybe ruins should act like drowned spawners.
Boom.
So if you're within a certain distance of the ruin, the structure will generate drowned at a time until the drowned technically leave the structured area, and then would respawn more drowned if you're still within a certain range. So that way you have a mob spawner underwater, and making a drowned farm around an ocean ruin would make sense. Because all these other farms, Guardian Farm, Witch Farms, Spawner Farms, they all have structures you build your farm around. But drowned, it's just kind of like, this is the only dark water source in the area. I should get drowned here. It's like,
right.
Okay.
And I'd be okay for, not all these ruins to have these spawning drown mechanics, but maybe one structure that rarely shows up in the ruins. That's the structure you need for drown to keep producing. And I'd be okay even if it was like the 7x9, like the witch hut, those odd numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that as long as we get them respawning.
Well, and we get different size ruins. So what if different size ruins determined how many drowned came from that ruin? Because we have that right now. The problem is the respawning mechanic doesn't act like we think it should act.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a small ruin, you're only getting 1 drowned at a time. You don't want to make a farm out of that. You want the big ruin where you get 4 drowned at a time.
Yeah, could do that.
Yeah, I think that would make farming copper easier, getting shells easier, and obviously getting tridents easier, but I don't know why you would want a trident.
Yeah, now drown farms can be made, but they are a pain.
They are a pain.
And you need like ideal locations to make these things.
Well, and patience. I found that's the bigger issue. It's just, you got to be willing to wait, especially if you're wanting a trident. You got to be waiting a while for one.
Yeah, you got to go out and pretty much find one.
Yeah. I mean, I live in an underwater dome. and I still don't have a conduit yet, just because I have water breathing potions and I have a good respiration helmet. Finding shells are that much of an annoyance that I would rather just brew up some potions than have a cool conduit sitting in my base.
True.
Just saying. I think that's an area that could use some tweaking, and not really that much tweaking. Just an easier way to get shells.
See, I'm on the other side with the loot. I guess the loot is kind of okay, but I would like for them to throw in some Nautilus shells. Throw in some Nautilus shells just so we don't have to if they're not going to give us spawning drowned, then some Nautilus shells in these ocean ruins make sense because they give you these enchanted fishing rods. They carry enchanted fishing rods. They also carry Nautilus shells, so why wouldn't they have those in their chest? Also, tridents. I could see a very rare chance of there being a trident in these chests.
I could see that. Yeah, it's like finding a notch apple.
Yeah, and like you said, they're really not that useful. So,
yeah,
it wouldn't even be a big find. So,
yeah. And for the people who are saying we're crapping on tridents, I think everyone kind of agrees that trident is one of the coolest looking weapons in the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the damage output. I mean, we're seeing people drop swords and switching to axes because of the damage output.
Yeah.
So it's like even swords need a little bit of a buff lately. And obviously Jeb's working on a combat update, so we might see some of this stuff get fixed soon. But
yeah, I have a feeling he's got his eye on the trident.
Yeah. I want tridents to be good so badly. I would love to make trident my go-to melee weapon. But it's I die too quickly not to have a good weapon. Should we move on to the main topic today?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, so main topic is our first impressions for 1.17. We're not going in order. We haven't made any lists. We've just jotted down some notes. And the first thing I want to talk about, Deep Slate.
Oh, yeah.
Because my new favorite block is the Deep Slate tile. I love all the variants of Deep Slate. Even the silk-touched Deep Slate that everyone's like, yeah, but that one surface is ugly and it rotates with how you place it. And I'm like, no, that's awesome. I love it. I'm weird like that one. I wish Sandstone did that, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish Sandstone, because it has that weird top surface. I wish you could rotate it like Deep Slate. And I think that's just rotating it like how you place a log.
Right.
I wish it did it that way.
Yeah. And there's so many different variations of Deep Slate. And I was worried about us updating to 1.17 and there not being much. But no.
Yeah.
They give you a good bit, even if the world doesn't go down to -64. There's plenty of it to use in your builds.
I was so worried about the same thing. I said it on stream. I thought we were going to get blobs like the size of andesite and granite and diorite and stuff, which are generally large blobs, but you got to find multiple blobs to do anything useful. Nah, one Deep Slate blob filled an entire shulker box for me and then some.
Like, if you get to 0, it's there. Like, you're not going to miss it. If you're mining at 11, you're going to run into it. It's pretty abundant.
Yeah, it's great. And all the textures, the new ore textures mixed in with the Deep Slate, beautiful. I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
I was mining ores even though I didn't need them because I was like, I might use this texture for something.
Same here. Well, I have that big storage system. I'm like, I need all the blocks. I was like,
I need everything.
There's so many new things.
Jimbo walks past a piece of grass. I don't have this grass.
Give me that
I need this thing.
Right. Yeah. I think my next thing on here is how amazing the caves look with the Deep Slate. It looks so like dark and just more ominous. And the generations, you could tell, are definitely changed. When I went to the new area that we haven't explored yet, there are caves everywhere. Now, I don't know if it's going to be like this with the new update because we're going to have so much ground to cover if they're going to spread it out a little bit. But as of right now, there are caves all over the place, and it's going every which way. And it's just great for exploring. I love exploring the new caves.
See, I haven't run into a single cave. I got to the new area and immediately branch mined. And I mean, just digging straight down, I hit deep slate.
Right. I branched mine and kept running into caves.
Nope. I kept running into mine shafts. Those things were everywhere. Or it was the biggest mine shaft I had ever seen.
Yeah. See, I was going to avoid mine shafts because I wanted to look for the caves. But there's something in the mine shafts that you really need.
What's that?
Glowberries. They're only found in the mine shaft chest.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Because I did the same thing. I was like, I don't want to deal with these mine shafts.
Yep. Now, that's my second thing. I love the fact that though you're not getting these biomes, you can get blocks to... you can still find the blocks elsewhere in the world, like traders will trade you for the drip leaf if you want the drip leaf. Moss blocks.
Yep.
Moss blocks can be found in shipwrecks. And again, the glowberries in these mine shafts. So they're giving you the biome blocks without like giving you them. Like you gotta go find them. And I love the fact that it's hard to get. You really gotta search around to find them.
Yeah. I can't remember if this was pre-show or main show, but we had mentioned that either me and you had trouble reading the news and completely whiffed on where the new stuff's located, or that might be the one gripe I have so far with 117 is that Mojang didn't communicate well enough where the new blocks are located, because I watch a couple different people recap the snapshots and stuff, and none of them really talked about where this stuff was located either. But
see, I remember seeing that, but I didn't know it was like specific. That's the only place. Like you can find it here, but with before 118, you cannot find it anywhere but here. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, maybe I just whiffed and didn't read it correctly when I was doing my notes and stuff, which is very much a possibility.
Oh, I whiffed on the biome.
I know you did.
I whiffed on that for
I
sure.
laughed like the last 3 minutes of your video. Couldn't stop.
Yeah, so I flew around for maybe half hour of where I popped out for the new 117 generation, searching vigorously for an azalea tree, right? I went across flower biomes, and I'm like, this is an ideal location. I know they spawn here. I've read the notes. I remember that they're going to be in the flower biome, and plains biome, and I think some forest biomes, and nothing. And I'm like, man, these things are really rare. You're not going to find these. These are the rarest biomes. I gave up. I threw in the towel, and I went into spectator mode for my second account, and still didn't find any. And I was really confused of why there were no lush caves, and it didn't strike me that they're not giving us those yet. Any biome underground isn't until 118. And now, if you didn't know that, now you know, because I didn't. I did, but must have forgot.
Even though we've talked about this on the show multiple times, you still forgot.
Yep, right over the head. See, I see people playing with the new moss blocks and stuff and the glow berries, and I'm like, okay, the lush biome.
I'm gonna give me some of that.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, axolotls, they spawn in these lush caves. That's where I got to get an axolotl. So I'm like, I got to get this lush cave. No, there are no lush caves yet. And I even was upset in my video. I'm like, these things are impossible. I don't even think they exist. Here they don't. Not yet.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
One of the other things I found that I was kind of disappointed into, lichen feels like a waste because it doesn't light up enough to stop mob spawning, and because it's got an invisible hitbox, it doesn't take up a block to stop mob spawning either.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like this ugly urchin on a wall that kind of glows, but not enough to do anything other than glow, if that makes sense at all. I was kind of hoping if they it's light level 7. If it would just bump up to light level 8, that means mobs can't spawn on it.
On that block, yeah. Next
on
to
that
it.
block, right. That's kind of my only real gripe so far of the new blocks, is that I kind of wish lichen was light level 8, instead of 7, because then instead of just creating a light effect, it would create a useful light effect.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because the ambience with it in the cave looks great. I love the fact that there's that little bit of glow around the corner just to give you a little bit of what's going on over there. But yeah, usefulness might be a problem.
Yeah, it does give a nice ambient. So I don't want to crank the light level up too far. Just one light level. So if you place lichen on the ground, yes, it doesn't stop mob spawning because it's taking up a spot, but because that lichen at light level 8 is one level high enough, it would stop mob spawning that way.
Okay.
So
here's an interesting use. I was just thinking, if you put the lichen on the ground flat and you put a carpet over it, I mean, the carpet will keep it.
Can't do that.
You can't do that? Does it take up the lichen spot?
Oh. Yeah, lichen and carpet would be in the same spot.
Can't place it on top?
Nope.
Like above it on the next block.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I would want to see for like a glowing carpet. I guess you could do that with like sea lanterns though. It'd just be a darker.
You just bury the sea lantern lower to get that same effect.
Yeah, you could do that.
You're right in the fact that could be cool. But,
yeah, I was just thinking of different ways you could use it.
Yeah. Well, I was just sitting there playing with it, and I was talking to Carl, and I didn't realize it was light level 7, and I thought it had a solid hitbox, so nothing would be able to spawn on it. Turns out it's none of those things, and it's like, okay, it gives ambient light and stuff, which will look cool every once in a while, but its usefulness is not very high. Map makers would probably love it. But survival players, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I might put it on the wall here for a specific build, but meh.
Yeah, I'm really curious to how a lot of the Minecraft community use it. You're going to see different ways that probably blow your mind of how people use them.
I'm sure people are going to be like, what the heck was Dud saying? Watch me do this. And they're going to do something like, and I would have never thought of.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure.
So what's another thing you found interesting for 117?
I went through most of them, but I found a bunch of goats, and like I found a good bit, probably over a dozen. No screaming goats. I want to get a screaming goat, and none of them screamed for me. None of them would scream, so I saw them jump really high. That was really cool. Didn't get to catch that in recording though. I didn't see it coming, they kind of come out of nowhere and they jump. But yeah, I wanted to get a screaming goat, and they're like ultra rare, man. Because I've said, I've came across quite a few in like 3 different biomes, and still yet to find a screaming goat.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat. My next note was that glow squids and oxalotls were a bit tough to find. Granted, I didn't spend more than an hour looking or anything that, and come to find out I have glow squids spawning in the water caves near my base. So there's that, but they're kind of hard right now. That being said, I do believe when 118 comes out and we have the new cave generation, that's going to be super easy to find these guys. So not a big deal. And obviously I didn't put forth a ton of effort. It's just I kind of wanted to point it out that I haven't found these things yet, so I really don't have much to talk about when it comes to, I want an oxalotl, I want a glow squid. I really want a glow squid for my new aquarium.
Me too. I'm not going to lie, like, I wasn't a big fan of the glow squid. Until they gave us the glow ink. The glow ink was like, okay, this is pretty useful. But just the lighting of the glow squid, like, it is mesmerizing. Yeah, they're a beautiful mob. And I'm like, wow, this thing could just sit there and I could look at it the whole time.
Yeah.
You could see it from a distance. It's really, really cool looking.
And when they first came out with the glow ink, I was disappointed in what exactly the glow ink has done. But since they've spent a couple snapshots updating glow ink, I really like glow ink now. It's not extremely overpowered stuff. And especially now that we have that creative light block also, it's like the lighting effects in this update are through the roof. We have glowberries, we have lichen, we have glow squid with glow ink. We have the light block. We have candles.
Another thing I noticed, the crystals in the amethyst geodes, they light up.
Well, there you go there too.
There's a little bit of ambient light there. Noticed that today.
I haven't found those yet. I got excited because when I was digging up my deep slate, I found tough. And I went, oh, I found a geo. This is going to be awesome. And it turns out it was just a blob of tough.
Yeah, I thought it went tough, calcite, and then the geode. But
yeah,
here they took, smooth basalt and put it beyond the calcite and took out the tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I would like a way to create calcite.
Yeah.
Because I think calcite's a very good looking block. But the fact that we have to basically just destroy a bunch of geodes to get calcite, it'd be cool if I could mix diorite with maybe quartz or something to create calcite, especially now that quartz is a renewable source with piglin trading.
Or just change it to smooth diorite or smelted diorite.
We already have polished.
Yeah, we have polished. We can now make it smooth if you smelt it, just like smooth basalt.
Yeah. Well, I was going with, we already have the fact that you can craft andesite from gravel and diorite. So crafting diorite with quartz to make calcite kind of made sense to me. But yeah, maybe cooking it will give you something like that too.
Yeah, if anything, it would be a mix between the diorite and the quartz.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just thinking, if you're in a single player world, it's probably not that big of a deal. But a multiplayer world where there are multiple people like us going, oh man, calcite's cool. I need a bunch of that because I'm going to build this giant structure. And it's like, no, I'll never find calcite again.
By the way, the best way to find these geodes is in the ocean. If you fly above the ocean, you can see the structure of smooth basalt. And boom, pinpoint the geode. That's the easiest way I found because they poke out in the ocean floor.
Yeah?
Yep.
Nice.
Highly suggest that.
I didn't see any when I was making my ocean flight, but that's because the server was crashing. So.
Yeah, I noticed. I mean, once we updated, everyone wanted to go into the new chunks, and we all,
of course.
A bunch of us did it at once. And server didn't like that too much.
Yeah, I don't think we did the optimize new chunks beforehand. I don't know if we've done that since, because I know it was talked about we were going to. I'm hoping we have, because I need to get back out to some new chunks and get some more blocks.
Yeah, I was actually able to fly over and not too far away and find some unloaded areas. And I was able to find my shipwreck with some moss blocks in it.
Nice.
And I still have to get into a mine shaft to find those glowberries. And I think that's the last thing. No, the Wandering Trader has the drip leaves. I'm probably not going to use those, but it'd be nice to have. And I think you can bone meal them to multiply them.
Yeah, I would use them for a decoration here or there.
Yeah,
but that's kind of it. They're a pretty looking little thing, but to use them as parkour, like some of the intentions, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But dang it, I'm not into parkour. I like saying parkour. It's fun to go parkour, but...
It's a great word.
Yeah, to actually do parkour, I've retired my ninja status.
Already? You're so young.
I'm 33. I'm old.
Nah. That's
not ninja years.
Not ninja years. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the new update. Just flying around, seeing new things, coming across the glow squid. That was probably my highlight. When I saw glow squid, I was like...
I'm so jealous.
I was like, what is this? That is so cool. And yeah, I found 3 of the 5 axolotls. I want to get them all. I guess the blue axolotl is the rarest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I want to say it's like really rare. Like you have to spawn 200,000 of them to get the blue one.
Oh my god.
You should open up an axolotl shop and just start selling axolotls at that rate.
Right. Yeah, but I found a white, a pink, and a yellow. So brown and blue, I believe, are the other 2. I'm going to keep searching. And I'm going to find one.
Yep.
Can't give up.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for the show today. But before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni, Chief Big Bear, Croc, Dead Walker, Fragile Rock, O-Beep, and Stone Figure. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And make sure you guys join us next week with our special guest, Corey from Mojang.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys get to submit your questions and make sure to do that. And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.